Brent Brookhouse here with the hottest free agent in wrestling, Ethan Page, for another edition of the Bitter Boys Club. We're midway through January already. This 2018's flying by pretty quick. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
Oh man, I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good. So yeah, we last week when we talked, you were mentioning that you could have your kid by the time we talk this week. It looks like you've not had that come to fruition.
No, not yet.
And I don't think, at least here, travel this past weekend wasn't as bad as a lot of the forecasts were calling for. How'd you make out in the travel department?
Well, it was amazing until the very end, where my flight got canceled and delayed 4 times, and I had to stay at the airport for about 6 hours waiting to get home.
Was that coming back from Chicago or
Boston?
Oh, that's right. You finished up in the Northeast.
Yeah, I finished up in Boston, and that was quite the nightmare.
Yeah. So yeah, let's jump into your last weekend. It was a pretty busy weekend. So
yeah, it was actually really awesome. So it started off at Freelance in Chicago, which I wrestled Eric Cannon, and they surprised us with their first ever live stream on Powerbomb.tv, which if you want to watch that match as well as many others, you can sign up now for free for 20 days if you use promo code Alpha1, ALPHA, the number 1 in all capitals. So that was cool.
Spaces.
No spaces, yeah. It was cool that they ended up just doing a little surprise live stream, which was cool. We saw a bunch of people tweeting out #freelance banter. Fun wrestling Eric Cannon. Never had a singles before. So that was cool, especially after doing the Another Way to Get Paid shoot interview, which you could see. Is that still available on YouTube?
I don't know for sure, but I do know that it is available as an episode of this podcast.
There you go. So go back and listen to that. You could see not so much my fandom, but growing up watching Eric Cannon, was cool to actually have a one-on-one match and force him to bust out the Glimmering Warlock and make him put his work boots on. Well, and me myself too. So it was a fun time.
Yeah, that's good. Cannon will forever be one of those guys that just does not get enough credit.
Especially too, like how much work he puts in Minnesota with First Wrestling and how good those shows have been going.
Right. I mean, there's that. There's even going back to the IWA Mid-South days when their roster was absolutely loaded. Their shows were loaded, and Cannon was not getting lost on those shows. He was
like the champ at the time.
Right, and he wasn't just the champ because he was, the local reliable guy or anything. He was legit like a great wrestler in a roster of great wrestlers.
Yep. So it was cool to go one-on-one with him, especially in Chicago. The crowd's always great at Freelance, so it was a good atmosphere and fun time all around.
Yeah, so from Freelance, it was Black Label Pro the next day, right?
Yeah, which I'm sure there's some listeners that are curious about how this went.
I know I'm curious about it.
Yeah, I promise you, Brent, you're going to want to see the match. It was myself versus Pierre Carl Ouellette, also known as...
Oh, was that directed to me? Quebecer Pierre.
There you go. So that's epic in itself. He's the craziest wrestler I've ever been in the ring with. It was kind of like a nightmare situation, as usual lately, where he showed up as the show was starting. And this guy is not like most ex-WWF wrestlers because he has the thought process that if he can't do what he did in his prime, he should quit and leave the money for us. And I admire that. But also it scares me because he's 50 years old and did the craziest crap. I would never do this on any night of my career for no less than $1 million. So let's get into what he did.
Yes, please.
So I don't want to ruin the match for you. It's kind of heartbreaking. I don't want to ruin the match for everybody, but he did stuff that I can't do, like physically, like a high flying maneuvers. Very, very tough for me to pull off, as well as dives at the age of 50, guardrail spots and guardrail bumps, multiple at the age of 50. He let me power bomb him. He package pile drove the shit out of me. Promised he'd protect me, but opened his legs like he was giving a Michinoku driver. So I needed to get a chiropractic and massage visit on Monday. And then Swanton bombed me.
Wow.
This is a 50-year-old man.
I mean, he, from what I've seen, keeps himself in pretty extraordinary shape for a 50-year-old. But
yeah,
but still, that is a lot.
That's all the power to him, man. Like, if you could pull it off, do it.
So, how do you feel about the Black Label Pro stuff? I mean, you've done what, 3 shows now, right? And it was
yeah, this would be my 3rd, yeah.
Right, because it was Ernest Miller, then Manny Fernandez, now Quebecer Pierre.
Well, no, it's my 4th because then I did a tournament where I won a scramble
that's
then
right.
Yeah. Or no, that might have been the same show.
No, that was the same as Manny Fernandez because you won, which got you into the scramble.
Right.
So
yeah, 3. What do I think of it?
Yeah, I mean, are you happy to be working pretty much exclusively guys that they're bringing in, like old timers?
Yeah, it's a cool feeling knowing that I'm trusted to spend someone else's money properly. Like, these guys aren't cheap, so they want to make sure that they get the bang for their buck, and I think I've been able to do that.
Yeah, and Black Label Pro is a really, really cool promotion. I really hopeful that they keep doing their thing for a long time.
Yeah, same. I agree.
I was really trying to make the drive out this past weekend to get to that show, and I just couldn't get myself out of the house. Just sheer laziness, nothing else.
Well, and it was bad weather, like.
Well, yeah, it was bad weather, and I had just worked in an office for 3 days for the first time in forever, so I just didn't want to leave.
Yeah, man, like, people were canceling left and right this weekend. It was a mess.
Okay, so Black Label Pro, then that.
Yeah, check that out. When that comes out on DVD, buy it. It was crazy as hell. It's a match you'll see a 50-year-old man never have again. Unless it's him, because he'll probably do it. It was freaking nuts, man. But yeah, anyways, next day, I flew out to Providence, Rhode Island for the debut event of Wrestling Has a Tomorrow, What Wrestling? And that was great.
All right, so, I mean, that was great, but what was that what?
I see what you did there.
Yeah, it was real slick.
What was that? What? Well, myself, I wrestled Simon Grimm. It was our 2nd time ever wrestling, and I liked this match a lot more than the first one we had. Just, felt each other out the first time, and then this time we had a nice little blend. It was a lot easier putting it together. It was just a good time, especially that crowd, like that environment. I guess technically it's the Beyond crowd, like style, where there's no chairs. They're all around the ring, and it's like a party atmosphere. Everyone's so close. It was packed in there too, which is great. Nice venue, Fet Music. I know they're back in February. I'm back in February as well. So yeah, it's gonna be good, and I'm happy for them. Tommy Dreamer was there, and kind of gave like a killer performance in the main event against JT Dunn. And I'm trying to think what else. Teddy Hart was surprised there, which is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Good show. Check them out. What Wrestling.
And then that was the show that you were stuck trying to get back from?
Yeah. Which was like so hard to complain because everything else went so smooth and awesome. Other than me forgetting my passport in Space Monkey's car and them having to drive back 30 minutes and then adding another 30 minutes on the way home. But yeah.
That's not great.
No. Tossed them a couple bucks for their troubles, but I don't think money means anything when you're that tired.
All right, so the 3 shows, I feel like we should bring back the Ethan Page names a wrestler he saw who he thinks is promising and people don't talk about yet segment.
All right, let me think about this. I'll say Jake Parnell. Okay. He wrestled Anthony Henry, and I had the privilege of doing commentary for it, which people are very 50-50 on my commentary. Usually they love it or absolutely hate it. There is no middle ground, which I'm okay with. That's most art. Yeah, so they had a killer match, like awesome, at Freelance. And yeah, he's doing great. So check him out, Jake Parnell.
All right.
Stompzilla, it's his gimmick.
All right. Question time.
Hey, you ask him, I answer him.
All right.
Just kidding. We both answer him.
I'm okay with not answering.
No!
Will Cody and the Bucks book you for All In 2018? If so, who would you like to face? Gee, let me answer this one. Sorry, I don't think they'll book me, since you're making me answer the questions.
Why not? All right, well, if they book me, which hopefully they do, Cody did hint at it backstage at Alpha One, and Josh Alexander was a witness, so if he doesn't book me, that's super mean for teasing me, but who would you pick?
Oh, God. For you to face at All In. Oh, Jesus, man. I don't even know. I don't know who is even, like, talking about being there. I know, like, everybody was tweeting their all-in pictures, but I was not paying attention.
Well, it's pretty much everyone that's on Being the Elite. I'm sure Joey Ryan will be booked. I'm sure... Well, Tessa Blanchard was announced. If I had to pick, I would do a match that people didn't even know they wanted, but advertising-wise would be great. Ethan Page versus Adam Page.
Okay. It's like when Booker T had to wrestle Big T, and you can wrestle over your last name.
There you go. Hopefully I win. Not really that sure I want to be Chandler Park in real life.
All right, here's an interesting one from Christian Mendoza. What are your thoughts on cannabis, marijuana, as an alternative to prescription drugs for pain or other needs? I know lots of pro wrestlers prefer it over prescriptions.
Say that again?
What are your thoughts on cannabis, marijuana, as an alternative to prescription drugs for pain and other needs? I know a lot of pro wrestlers prefer it over prescriptions.
I guess the best way to answer this is, if it's legal, by all means. If it's not, take precautions. I don't condone drug use, but you can get addicted to prescription medication, which is not good for you. So it's kind of like a make your own decisions. That's the best choice for you. And I wouldn't suggest anything because I'm not you. So let's not put words in my mouth on a podcast about what I think is best.
So you heard it. Ethan Page says, smoke marijuana for all your needs. All the time.
No, that's no.
Yeah, I'm in the same camp though. If it's, you know what? Even if it's not legal, I will go ahead and say go for it if you can manage your pain a little bit better than with prescription painkillers.
Yeah, there you go.
Tacos or burgers?
Man, that's tough.
I'm gonna go tacos.
That's really tough. I'm going to go burgers because I make a really good homemade burger. I do not make a really good homemade taco.
See, my thinking is I can get a really good taco that's chicken, beef, pork, fish, shrimp. I'm leaving the tacos because I've got, a variety of proteins I can mix in
I'm
here.
sorry. They didn't say beef burger. They said burgers. You could have a shrimp burger. You could have a fish burger, chicken burger.
Yeah, but that's not good.
Well,
I'll take a hard pass on any of the like salmon burgers or anything like that.
Okay, fair enough.
Have you ever gone to an audition for a TV or movie role? If not, are you interested in doing other forms of entertainment besides wrestling?
I'm trying to think if I have gone to an audition. I want to say yes, but I'm not 100% sure. I have been in movies before, but I had an agency set it up, and it wasn't anything like a speaking role or anything. Man, have I? Well, I've had to audition to be in plays before, so yeah. And yeah, I'd love to be in movies and TV. Why not?
I am a former drama club president.
Oh, the president! Oh, look at this big shot!
Full on nerd cred there. I also auditioned for in the Chicago area. They were launching a new syndicated show for. It was supposed to be like an MMA highlight and news show. They called me in because I lived in the area at the time, did the audition, and the whole time they were telling me to not answer questions they were asking me honestly and to play a character and really play it up. And I just thought that was, far below me since I was establishing myself as a, trying to build up my journalistic credentials at the time.
Okay.
So I wasn't gonna, play up a character, which then led to me definitely not getting that role on a very, very short-lived TV show.
Being a little douchey there.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you are.
I don't think so. If you're building it up and then they're like, actually, if you could lie and take an opposing position to the other host, that felt like I was doing a disservice to anybody that was actually considering my opinions to just debate for the sake of debate.
I mean, fair enough, but it is a TV show, so...
Yeah, and I was not right for the TV show. Which is entirely fair, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
When are you returning to Texas?
I was supposed to be on the February 17th Wrestle Circus show, but there's no flights that got me home quick enough to host the Alpha One show in Hamilton. I would have been able to make the show, but I don't feel comfortable letting somebody else do all of the hard work while I'm just collecting money at other events. So I didn't want to be late for the event and force Wrestle Circus to find a red what was it called, a red eye, or I didn't want to be a bother. So I'm hoping I'll be back in April. I've yet to hear back from them, but yeah, was supposed to be there February. Hopefully April. We will see.
Okay, and that was also from Christian Mendoza, who said he just needs to know so that he can deliver the tequila.
Ooh, All right, tequila.
He also asked, do you believe you will be in wrestling for the rest of your life?
In some aspect or another, probably. But depending on how much money I make before I retire, probably not. Like if I make a boatload of money off wrestling, you will never see me ever again. I'll be gone forever.
So if you got that big fat deal, you'd work out your contract and then just ride off into the sunset?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or maybe movies or something. Like I idolize and I'm very envious of The Rock. I love his life. It just looks awesome.
So you're not the guy that takes all that money and blows it trying to figure out a way to have the number 2 promotion in the world?
No. I'm sorry if that's what you want out of me.
Oh God, no. I would hope you're smarter than that.
No.
Will you ever get any tattoos, maybe the Brahma Bull or Sarah, insert your wife's name, under your neck like Taker?
No. I've wanted to get a tattoo for a long time, but I just don't think I can commit to it. I'm too much of a baby.
Yeah, that's been my problem. My fiance has, I don't know, a ton. But I personally cannot commit to something that I feel like anything I get within a week, I'd be like, I wish I hadn't done that.
It's not the pain, it's just the actual commitment of...
Oh yeah, I don't care about the pain is fine. It's just literally, I think within a week, I'll be like, I wish I'd gotten something different. Either that or I worry that, like, I'll be, like, 60 and I'll think it looks stupid.
Yeah. That's my, like, I don't want to get something and then regret it. Or right now I'd have a freaking Star-Lord tattoo right on my forehead.
When you do a seminar, do you get frustrated when some students can't grasp what you're teaching?
I've never really had that, to be honest with you. And in a sense, like, well, when I do a seminar, I say things that you learn today might not make sense until 5 years from now. And that's why I print out an actual take-home, like, printout. That's what it's called, I guess. So they can actually review it over the years. Because the things you know today will mean something completely different to you a couple years down the line. And I think that it's important to have some kind of, like, I don't know, guideline or booklet to review things that you've learned, because you do these seminars, you learn 5 things, but you only remember 1. So it's tough.
Yeah, I think it's that way in not just wrestling, but anything in your life. You know, you'll have mentors or somebody teach you something, and it might be, you know, like you said, 3 or 5 years before all of a sudden you're in that position where it clicks and you realize why they told you that.
Yeah, exactly.
Please tell me you will be in NOLA for Joey Janela's spring break.
No promises.
No promises. Do you guys have a favorite Japanese anime? I can personally say I don't. I'm not really an anime guy.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z.
Fair enough. Tony Kegger. Ethan, is it easier to put together your match in Alpha 1 where you are the owner compared to putting it together, or compared to putting together your match for any other company you wrestle for?
No, way easier anywhere else, because I don't have a million things to do, and I don't have a million dumbasses coming up to me saying, hey, can I do this? Hey, can I do this? What do you think of this? Are you okay with this? And, like, I'm the most thorough writer when it comes to what I want. Right now, I'm looking at the card for Sunday's show, Alpha 1, which you can see in Hamilton, Ontario, if you live in the GTA. It starts at 4 p.m., features Cody Rhodes, Joey Ryan, Ethan Page, better known as Chandler Park on Impact Wrestling. He's a pretty famous guy, too. Space Monkey, MJF, Chris Dickinson, Eddie Kingston, Josh Alexander, Jade Chung, Gregory Iron, Ricky Shane Page, Kurt Stallion, Alex Daniels, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so it's a really sick lineup, but I write in detail exactly what I want. But people just decide to waste my time and come up to me and ask me a million questions, which is fair because they know I'm a very specific promoter and boss and they want to make me happy, which I appreciate, so I shouldn't have said any of this on a podcast. But anyways, it's a lot easier to plan my matches when I don't have people. Well, you know what? I won't blame it on them. When I'm not running a show, it's really easy to plan my match.
Okay. I think that's understandable. If any other show, your focus is your match. At Alpha 1, your focus is the entire card.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. If you were in the Mixed Match Challenge, who would you like to be your partner? So I think the easiest way to approach this is, who would be your ideal female tag partner?
Oh, that's tough. If I was Chandler Park, I think Allie would be pretty cool because we have the similar, like, annoying geek thing.
Right.
As Ethan Page, I think Allison Kay would be my perfect. She's like snarky, witty, a shitty person.
And also super good.
And yeah, very good. So I think our characters would blend very well.
All right. This is from Wade Buswell. I suppose we will start the Wade Buswell question corner. What kind of matches do you guys like watching most?
Go ahead.
I love a good, just solidly worked tag match. I'm a big tag match guy.
Yep, me too. That was legit my answer.
Yeah, just a crisp tag match is so good. How much fun is it to work with the guys from LAX?
Oh, they're awesome. And I'm wrestling them this weekend at C4 Wrestling in Ottawa.
All right. Perfect question. Thoughts on OVE or OI4K?
I think right now they are the most popular they've ever been. They've been killing it. They're doing great stuff on Impact, great stuff on the Independents. Sami Callihan has taken to the Independents like no other. I think because he was so popular here before he went to WWE, it kind of just translated to like someone moving to back to their hometown, like you never left. Yeah, they're all doing great.
Yeah, the Callahan thing especially was really nice to see, because you see some guys that get the call up and it doesn't work out and it seems like it sucks the life out of them, but Callahan seems like it gave him so much life. Like, he came back so fired up and doing everything.
No, it's great.
Favorite people to be around on the indies?
Oh, Josh Alexander. Oh, that's one. He's definitely one of them. I get a kick out of Joey Janela a lot. I think he's great, and he's such a cool dude. Stokely Hathaway. He was a very bright spot when I was with Evolve. Keith Lee, same thing. Always laughing, always joking around. Matt Riddle, very fun to be around. ACH, if I'm in a good mood, if I can tolerate how annoying he is.
ACH is a lot. There's always a lot of ACH, though.
You're not allowed to say that. Are you his friend?
I don't know that I'm his friend, but...
Nah, he'd let you say that.
Right. You guys also almost got me kicked out of my hotel, so fine.
Valid. That is valid. But if I was to pick like a top 3, I would for sure go with Stokely Hathaway, Eddie Kingston, and Josh Alexander.
All right, solid.
Ricky Shane Page is on that list too.
Do you guys watch Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No, I want to. I used to, but no.
Yeah, I made it through the first season and a half, I think, and then stopped through no fault of the show just because I ran out of time.
Yeah,
Have you seen The Good Doctor? I recommend it.
I have not.
I have. We watched every episode that was on so far, and it was pretty good.
There you go.
Yeah. Any concerts you want to go to?
That I want to go to? Not
Yes.
really, to be honest with you.
Same boat. If you could hang out for a day with anyone past or present, who would it be and why?
Oh my God, The Rock. Come on. What the hell? Do I even have to say why? Do I have to say why?
I think you've already covered that his life looks so cool. Yeah. Plus, he's The Rock.
Yeah.
All right. Sliding along here. Favorite thing your wife makes? I assume that means food.
Oh, she makes Disney chicken. Well, at least that's what we call it. We got a recipe from Disney while we were there. I liked this chicken so much, the chef literally printed out a card and gave it to me with an embroidered like Disney gold stamp on it. We make that probably once a week, and she makes it. It's amazing. I love it.
Okay, but what is this? What is it? You got to give more detail on Disney chicken.
It is feta cheese, tomato, garlic, basil, olive oil, chicken breast, and it's all really just mixed in a pan. You let it cool off a little bit so it gets sticky, and it's freaking delicious.
Okay. I've got a very, very hardcore Italian woman who makes like a sauce that takes all day to make.
Oh, damn.
When you get the like the whole house smells like it, and then you eat it for like a good 3 or 4 days afterward. That's the best.
That's awesome.
Have you tried the new naked chicken chips at Taco Bell?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I'll try it tomorrow. There's a Taco Bell right next to my office. Who do you think will be the next indie guys to get signed by WWE/NXT? This is coming on the heels of Ricochet and War Machine getting announced as signed and at the Performance Center.
And Candice.
Oh yeah, you're right. And Candice.
Who do I think? Well, to be honest with you, let's think about this. Who right now, man, that's so tough because I would have said Brian Cage, but I think he signed with Impact. Or at least he debuted with Impact.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
You know who? I'll say probably EC3 because he left Impact. Bobby Lashley because he left Impact. And Chris Masters because he left Impact. I mean, there's got to be a reason those guys didn't re-sign.
Yeah, you'd think. Lashley would be interesting because he's developed so much since the run in WWE.
Oh, yeah. Imagine him versus Lesnar now.
Yeah, that's actually interesting now. Like, he's developed into an actual human being, so that's good.
Well, I mean, he was always a human being, you dick.
I just mean, like, a person. He has a personality.
That's a little different than what you said over there.
You develop into a human being.
Jesus.
Favorite cartoon?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I'm going to say right now, Bob's Burgers.
I will say... Oh, man, probably all the... all the Justice League cartoons that were out, like Justice League Unlimited, Young Justice. Those were or Batman the animated series.
I was gonna say, are we talking about of all time or what we're watching right now?
Wade just says favorite cartoon, so that to me makes me think of all time.
Oh, then yeah, Batman the animated series, with X-Men coming in second.
Fair enough. If you could find one of your favorite childhood toys right now, would you buy it?
Yeah. I've done that.
Yeah, I've done it too. I gave away a lot of stuff that I wanted back, so then I had to buy it again.
Yeah, like yeah, lots.
How great is it going to be to watch the Strong Style tag match on Sunday? Hashtag Wrestlers Gone Wild.
Oh my god, it's gonna be awesome. Did you see this match that's booked?
I did not.
All right, it's USA versus Canada. International Strong Style Showdown. Eddie Kingston and Chris Dickinson versus Kobe Durst and Josh Alexander.
Oh, that's sick.
I think it's going to be dope.
Yeah, that's real good.
So I'm excited.
Well, yeah, now I'm excited. That's good stuff.
Hey, that's not far, man. You should come out. I know. You got a job now.
No, I actually might, because it's supposed to be like 54 or 55 on Sunday.
Yeah. They're saying the weather's really nice.
I might actually do that. I will talk to you about that off air.
Sounds good. Look at that. Making moves over here.
Let's see. I think we pretty much got it all. So, oh yeah, Christian Mendoza did ask if you would ever be a guest on the AI Wrestling podcast, which you were definitely on the AIW podcast, according to John Thorne.
Yes, I was. I was very tired when we recorded it. I don't remember a single thing that I said. No word of a lie.
Maybe you should do it again.
Yeah, I'd love to. Anytime, anything John Thorne needs, I'm there. AIW booked me when nobody knew who I was, mostly because I drove Jennifer Blake there for Girls Night Out. But other than that, they gave me a really big opportunity when I wasn't getting it. So, yeah, if he needs me, I'll be there. If he needs me for the podcast, I'm there.
Okay, so let's talk about your upcoming weekend here, because I want you to talk some about the AIW show. Sell me on it.
The AIW show?
I'm sorry, the Alpha One show. I was looking at the AIW question. Sell me on the Alpha One show.
Yeah, sure. Well, let's talk about what I'm doing before I get to Alpha One.
Fair enough.
Because let's not forget about the other promotions that hire Ethan Page to perform on their events. Friday night, I'll be headed to, I don't know what town it is, but it's in Maine, for Limitless Wrestling. Like I've said many times, one of my favorite places to work right now. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm very excited to return. I will be teaming with the Thick Boys, Jay, Freddie, and John Silver, to take on a unique version of the Dream Team. Yes, managed by Stokely Hathaway, that weasel son of a bitch. Can't wait to slap him or powerbomb him on the apron, either or. Anyways, so I'm wrestling them. 6-man tag action. That's Friday night for Limitless Wrestling. And
that is Limitless Wrestling in Westbrook, Maine. And I'm looking at this card, and it's pretty sick. Jeff Cobb, Darby Allin, Eddie Kingston, Chris Dickinson.
They're going against each other. Like Jeff Cobb versus Darby Allin is freaking wild as hell, and then Eddie Kingston versus Chris Dickinson is wild as hell. That's just crazy.
Yeah, there's good stuff going on there.
Yeah, so they got a sick card. I'm there. That's also sick. I'm wrestling Austin Theory. That's always been sick. He's in the team, 6-man tag. So. Yeah,
Matt Cross versus Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Ooh, that's a good one, too. MJF's doing great things.
Yeah, so LimitlessWrestling.com. You can buy tickets there. I like Limitless, so I just want to plug them fully for that one.
Yeah, they're killing it right now. And then Saturday, driving out to Ottawa to C4 Wrestling to wrestle LAX with Josh Alexander as the Monster Mafia, which is a very rare thing to happen lately, so I'm very happy to do it.
Yeah. That sounds pretty good.
And then the main event, the biggest show of all time, because that's what we say on Twitter every single time we run a show. But it's not that it's not a big show. Like, they're all we keep trumping ourselves, not Donald Trumping, but you know what I mean, right?
Right. I mean, there's also something to be said for, especially a really storyline-driven company like you have. It should get better every show because there should be more investment every show.
Thank you. And this show, I spent so much goddamn money on advertising because I wanted to start off the year with the biggest draw we've ever had. And it looks like we are going to get that.
Nice.
My phone has not stopped ringing for the last 2 weeks. My email being murdered. It's the excitement I have for the show is too much right now, man. Way too much. So, what do we got here? We got a 6-man tag team match. The Dream Team, MJF, Stokely Hathaway, and Stevie Fierce versus Matt Nix, Dominic Garrini, and Space Monkey. Garrini and Space Monkey have been feuding with the Dream Team for a while now. This is a big part of their story. It's very exciting stuff. And Zero Gravity title match, a 5-way scramble. That's right. I overbooked this card by one person. We're having a 5-way. This is what happens when you make friends with wrestlers and tell them you put them on a show. Mark Wheeler versus BMD versus the champion Shane Saber versus Joshua Briggs, who was actually on our podcast as the guy that I like that was doing good that I should book, and I did, versus Myron Reed in a 5-way match. The mix of styles is going to be awesome. These are all young, hungry guys looking to make a name for themselves. So, I mean, that you never go wrong in that scenario.
Very solid.
Then we have a Alpha One tag team title match, the tag team gauntlet, or as WWE calls it, tag team turmoil. 2 teams start, 1 eliminated, 1 comes out, and so forth. Myself and Cody Rhodes, still tag team champions, even though he turned on me last show. How are we going to get along with each other? Find out this Sunday, January 21st, when we take on the boys from Jollyville, the fraternity, the besties in the world, the meme team, and the Western Med Connection. Bunch of tag teams with actual tag team names. You cannot beat that. Then, Joey Ryan, the king of Dong style, goes up against Papa Schlongo, as he likes to call himself, Gregory Iron. Joey Ryan debuting in Alpha One's great. People are pumped about it. He goes one-on-one with Gregory Iron. It's going to be dope. Then, that tag team strong style match I told you about, Eddie Kingston, Chris Dickinson versus Josh Alexander and Kobe Durst. We got a grudge match, Alex Daniels versus Kurt Stallion. The last event, Alex Daniels announced his retirement, but said, you know what? Because of the love of the Alpha One fans, he's not going to stop wrestling. Kurt Stallion jumped him from behind and said, I can't believe you're not retiring because of these stupid fans. Because the show prior, Stallion told him not to quit from the bottom of his heart, and he denied that. Then in the main event, we've got Ricochet Page, newly crowned champion, versus the only other Grand Slam champion, Alessandro Del Bruno. These are the only 2 guys that have won every belt in the company, as well as our tournament, going one-on-one for the title in the main event. You know, that's what I love about wrestling, though, is stuff like that. I'm going to mark out for myself real quick. The fact that our fans care enough about the fact that these people, these dudes, have won all the belts and they can claim to be Grand Slam champs. These are the only 2 people that have ever done it. That in itself is a selling point to our audience because they follow it so well.
Yeah, I mean, that means something.
Exactly. And that, like, having a company run for, I think, 8 years now. This is our 8th year or 8th season. It's great to see that there's value in things that we do. Like, there's value in our championships and our tournaments, which carries over to our talent. So I think if we treat everything like it's special or the talent are stars, you can't go wrong.
All right, that is a very, very, very good card.
Damn right it is.
And that is January 21st in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.
Yep.
And are tickets available at alpha1.com or
wrestling.com?
I
got to talk to you about something here. So I'm very overwhelmed at the interest in buying tickets online because we've been open for, like I said, 7 years, and we've never done that before. Like, there are like select fans, maybe like 5 to 6 that we'll ship tickets out to, but we're looking at 40, 50 people that have asked for it that I've had to say they'd have to buy tickets at the door. We are not equipped for this this like surge. I think I advertised a little too much, and which is great. This is so great, but I don't want to lose business because we don't have like an online ticket outlet. But I also don't want to pay Ticketmaster a percentage of the money, and I also don't want to raise the prices because times are tough. I get that, so it's very tough. Like, I'm just venting out loud, I guess. It's super tough. We thought about raising tickets and doing online, but it's such like a mom and pop company. I don't know. It's tough. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I haven't really had to look into what it costs and what the fees are to sell stuff online. I know there used to be some places that did free event ticketing online. But yeah, it is a thing where a lot of times either you have to raise the prices because you're eating a fee per sale, or the ticket prices go included with the ticket price. They're paying like a $3 fee. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I think the risk is, it makes it a little harder for people to travel from further away if they don't know that they definitely have a ticket.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, it's so tough. I really want this to be like a Hamilton, Ontario thing, but the cards that we're booking are turning into like, yeah, let's drive 5 hours. So trust me, man, it's great. I love it. I'm never going to complain about that. It's just becoming so overwhelming how popular the shows are getting. And I know it sounds like I'm bragging. Oh, whatever. Maybe I am. But yeah, very overwhelming.
Well, yeah, and also, I mean, the lineup for the show, I think, stacks up against, almost any other indie show out there. So,
well, thank you. Thank you.
It's, if you're putting on shows that level, you're going to draw the kind of crowds that you deserve, which makes it all the more complicated for how do you approach increased interest.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, do you charge more? Do you find a bigger venue? If you find a bigger venue, do you lose that allure of this place is sold out? It's like, man, it's a messy situation.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Yeah. This is the intricacies of running a wrestling company, guys. God damn it. It sucks. But when those shows go off without a bang, I love it. They're amazing.
And at all of the shows that you named, you'll be selling plenty of merch, I'm sure. And
yeah, which I got some Chandler Park 8x10s on sale very soon.
Just the 8x10s, don't you? Do you have the shirt yet?
I have the shirt. It's available at prowrestlingtees.com/Ethan Page. It is not available at events just yet.
It's a ridiculously good shirt, though.
Yes, I love it. So if you want to support me, please go buy the new Chandler Park shirt because tomorrow night, or when this airs, tonight, because it'll be Thursday, tonight on Pop TV and the Game Show channel and stuff. Check out Ethan Page in action as Chandler Park.
Okay, I was about to say, I don't think Ethan Page is on Impact.
Yeah, as Chandler Park on Impact Wrestling. So yeah, check that out.
Okay, and we spent a lot of time talking about Alpha 1. If you want to check out some older Alpha 1 shows, what's your best bet for that?
Yeah, like last time, or like earlier in the show, as I was saying, head to powerbomb.tv, use promo code Alpha1, all capitals, no spaces, the number 1 not spelt out, Alpha 1, ALPHA 1. You get 20 days for free. I'm going to actually go to the powerbomb.tv website right now just to talk to you guys about the awesome stuff that's available to you for at least 20 days minimum. Like we're talking the opportunity to just go through an entire archive of wrestling. But right now there is events on here, 13 Alpha 1 shows. If I had to suggest one, I would suggest a show called The Long Halloween. It's one of the newer shows we put up, October 30th, 2016. It has matches with Jake Christ, Jaka, Dominic Guarini, Alex Daniels, Desmond Xavier versus Mike Bailey, Ethan Page versus Josh Alexander in one of my favorite matches of 2016, Joey Janela versus Kobe Durst. It's a fun, awesome show. Check that out. You could check it out for free. There's stuff on here like Kevin Steen versus Jimmy Jacobs, Brody Lee, Sanjay Dutt, P.D. Williams, Rhino, Eric Young, TJ Perkins, Donovan Dijak, Oni Lorcan, Grado versus Dick Justice. Like, there's a bunch of stuff on here. Ladder matches, hardcore matches. Anyways, use promo code Alpha1. Get 20 days for free. Enjoy this awesome podcast. Booyah.
Yeah, and in addition, with your 20 free days, you've got a live Beyond Wrestling show, a live Women's Wrestling Revolution, a live IWA Mid-South, a live freelance wrestling in February. So, yeah, use promo code Alpha1. You get a whole lot of value. And if somebody wanted to follow your antics on the internet, where should they follow you?
Twitter, @officialego. Instagram, @official_ego. And that's it. That's really all I use.
And I am at Brent Brookhouse on Twitter, and this was the Bitter Boys Club, and I think we've hit all the stuff we need to hit.
That's it. Let's do it.
So everybody within a reasonable driving distance, make it out to the Alpha 1 show this weekend. And hey, Ethan, I will talk to you next week.
Sounds good, buddy. I'll see you there.